So that sounds like I have something. So with that, I will call the meeting to order at 5:38. If we can have a roll call, please.
Alderman Boyd?
Present.
Alderman Cone?
Present.
Commissioner Banton?
Present.
Commissioner Boaz?
Present.
Commissioner Bradley?
Present.
Commissioner Conway?
Present.
All right. Commissioner Peoples, not present. Commissioner Reese, not present. Commissioner Vines, not present. Commissioner Young, not present. And Chair Strouder?
Present.
You have a quorum?
We have a quorum. With that, before we move in, the first thing we want to do is approve any minutes so that we can get that in. Somebody, it's been moved and seconded. If we have a roll call, there will approve minutes.
That's not the one. Alderman Boyd?
Aye.
We'll go slowly. There's an echo in the phone. Alderman Cone?
Aye.
Commissioner Banton? Commissioner Boaz?
Aye.
Commissioner Bradley?
Aye.
Commissioner Conway?
Aye.
And Chair Strouder?
Aye.
And motion passes with all present voting aye.
With that, who's ever on the phone, if you go ahead and mute right now, and we'll let you know at that point when to come forward, because we're getting a real echo through the process. John had a couple of announcements. We'll let him make at this moment first.
Yeah, and otherwise, they'll hear me twice. Two quick announcements. We do have a short agenda tonight because two items have been withdrawn. One has been withdrawn. That is the LCRA has requested that the item that we have had tabled for Carr Square, generally referred to as the Preservation Square Plan, that it be withdrawn. So that is a request from them. It's an item that we received from them. It has been on the table, so we'll let the minutes be reflected that it's now withdrawn from us for consideration. The second is the featured event that you all will know at some time, will take us some time, which is the 5633 Botanical Review. Again, pleading that if the attorney's not ready or in fact out of town, they are seeking that they would be at the January meeting and not here tonight. So we'll grant that. The January meeting, just for everybody who's doing now, is not New Year's Day. We have it scheduled for January 8th, but stay tuned. Sometimes we end up meeting with all the matter processes and timing to move it a little earlier than that, so the first or the second Friday of January can have board bills introduced. So with that, we'll pass it on to Ron.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the Commission. This is a Chapter 99 lighting study and redevelopment plan for the 45, 65 to 91 McCree Avenue redevelopment area. The site is about 11 acres in size. It consists of 3 parcels. It's located on a stretch of McCree Avenue, located between Kings Highway Boulevard and Hanover Avenue in an industrial portion of the Forest Park Southeast. The existing uses include an industrial building and a cell phone tower on this parcel, an industrial building on this parcel, and a vacant lot on that third parcel. The redevelopment plan is proposing a 2-phase development project. The first phase includes a unique 23,000 square foot combination dog park and restaurant and 30,000 square feet of office space. And the second phase is calling for entertainment-related use or office space, although those are preliminary plans for the Phase 2 project. The prospective developer is Green Street St. Louis, which owns all 3 parcels. Green Street, as you might know, has done quite a few projects in the Forest Park Southeast area, but mostly to the north, near the Grove Entertainment District. So projects like the Irving Chestnut Brewery, and the Crowland Mixed Use Development Project. Nicole Blumner and Brian Pratt from Green Street are here tonight, and will be available for any questions you may have. So this is an aerial photo of the redevelopment area. And again, 4565 McCree is this parcel that includes an occupied industrial building. 4565 rear McCree is a vacant lot, looks like it's all woods. And 4591 McCree is a vacant industrial building, and the cell phone tower that's located in the corner of that parcel. Two sides of the redevelopment area are bordered by railway lines. BNSF runs this particular line, and Union Pacific comes down this way. And as you can see from the size of some of those buildings, these are, for the most part, industrial buildings, some of which are fairly large in size. So the first parcel is 4565 McCree Avenue. It's occupied by Cardinal Building Materials. I understand from Green Street that the firm will be relocating before the end of the year, and this would be the site of where the combination dog park and restaurant would be developed. Just on the other side of the railroad tracks, beyond those bushes, is the vacant lot at 4565 rear McCree. And these are some photos of the vacant industrial building at 4591 McCree. Didn't have a close-up photograph, but if you were closer, you'd see that the building is in pretty bad shape, may need to be demolished. And there's a cell phone tower located at the rear of this parcel, although it's not visible in these particular photographs. I mentioned there were a couple of railway operations that border the site. On the left to the north is the BNSF railway with the train chugging towards it. And on the east is the Union Pacific Railroad, which is located to the east of the redevelopment area. Also on the east are these large two industrial complexes occupied by Repoly, a recycling operation, and Travis Roofing Supply. On the other side of McCree Avenue is the city's water department storage yard, a small contracting facility, and just to the west of the redevelopment area are some smaller industrial operations. So this is a site plan that was submitted by the city, and the first phase of the development project would have happened on these two particular parcels to the right. This is the existing building, this is the vacant lot, and what's proposed is converting that industrial building into the combination dog park and restaurant with some of the dog park outdoor facilities located on the vacant lot. The parcel to the left of this line is where the vacant industrial building is that may or may not be demolished, and preliminary plans call for the site to be either used for an entertainment-related use or, oh no, not again.
Just for those on the phone to know that we're having technical video difficulties.
I have the upcoming photos on my phone. I could pass them.
This project came out in the news today, right?
Not yet.
Oh, terrific. So the dog park is a previous line. This was the site plan, I believe, yeah. So again, just to wrap up, the preliminary plans call for this particular parcel to be developed as either a entertainment-related use or some office space, and that may or may not be included or developed with the existing building remaining. The cell phone tower located here would remain on the premises.
I don't know. Just one of our new Jim, it's not the new one?
New one doesn't have in Microsoft.
Have IT, but
Bruce, yeah, I don't know.
see if it turns out.
Okay, so the dog park and restaurant is being modeled after an existing facility that's present in Kansas City. That goes by the name of Barcade, or I'm not sure exactly how it's pronounced. Barcade. As you can see, it's located partly under a bridge near a railway, so it sort of would fit in with the location in Forest Park Southeast. You can see some trails there for the dogs. These photos were actually taken by Don Rowe a few months or so ago while he was in Kansas City. He may want to elaborate a little bit later. Here you can see some of the playground equipment available to the dogs, as well as the restaurant located on the left there. This is the restaurant building, two-story structure, partially made out of shipping containers. And the second floor probably allows an opportunity for the owners to observe their dogs in action.
So the fun part, I will comment on the boat drive. So the fun part is, this is an old industrial area that's being converted to this eclectic use. An example, which happens to be in Kansas City, it happens to be in a similar location next to railroad tracks and other things that you don't want to be next to. Roman only showed slides of the physical exterior, the dogs, the overpasses, left out some key things that was attractive to Don when he was there. Was internal to the building was a bar and a patron. So it's really pretty cool place. And it's attracting a lot of folks. Anyway.
It'll be great to have in St. Louis, particularly for dog lovers. The city's strategic land use plan calls out for this site be designated as a business industrial development area. That's shown in the dark gray. Obviously, a new dog park, restaurant, and office space fits in with that designation. So it is in conformity with the city's strategic land use plan. The redevelopment plan does not provide for the use of eminent domain. Green Street owns all three parcels, so it's not necessary. Tax abatement is being provided in the redevelopment plan. The terms differ for the parcels, and those are noted on the slide. And staff is recommending approval of the land study and redevelopment plan. Be happy to answer any questions, and Brian and Nicole from Green Street are here as well.
And
Zach Wilson of SLDC is here as well.
So what we'll do for those on the phone, we'll allow Brian and Nicole to give any information they want, and Zach can come up, and then we'll come back to questions for those on the phone first. So Brian, Nicole, anything that you would like to offer?
Sure. Sure. We're happy to say a few more words about the project, just to build on what Roman and Don have shared. We've been working in this area for quite a while, and we have a lot of projects that are in the works, and we really see this project as helping to expand and enhance the other developments that we're working on, and just generally the revitalization of the Grove. And we saw this as an underutilized area that really could use something that would be an attraction, not just for the neighborhood, but actually even beyond that. In Kansas City, they've had, I think, about 200,000 visitors since they've been open for about a year, and it draws people from really all over the region, so we see that as a net positive for the economy of St. Louis. And these buildings, this site just seemed like a good place for this type of use to happen. And so we're excited about it. We're hoping it's all coming together here so we can get it underway early in the new year.
I'm so glad she spoke on behalf of Brian. Zach, anything?
No, I'm here for any additional questions.
Okay. First, we'll go with the commissioners on the phone. I'll go with, first, Commissioner Boyd, and then Commissioner Boyd. Commissioner Boyd, any questions?
No questions.
Okay, Commissioner Boyd?
No questions, but I Googled the Kansas City one, and my husband and I are coming with Buster. Looking forward
All right.
to it.
Commissioner Cohen, any questions?
No, I don't have any questions.
All right. Commissioner Conway?
No questions.
Thank you. Commissioner Bradley?
No questions.
Commissioner Manson?
Oh, yeah.
Right, we stopped, I know.
So, what is the history of the site, and will there need to be any environmental remediation as part of this?
Sure. So there's been on this site kind of light industrial use since it was developed, as far as we know. Fortunately, the prior uses didn't involve a lot of contamination. There is, however, in the 4591 building, a good amount of what you would expect in an older building, lead paint and asbestos, and there's some oils in the floor that need to be addressed, and then possibly some soil work that would need to be done. On the 4565 site where we're keeping the building, that building has less in the way of contamination, so we're fortunate that we don't have as much to deal with there. So, but they have been used light industrial use. The 4591 parcel has been vacant for at least 10 years.
So no concern about people or dogs running around on the site?
Yeah, I mean, there is no concern.
Okay.
That's right.
I know that you also have a project in the works at Swan and Taylor. Just out of curiosity, has there been any discussion about somehow trying to connect over the railroad tracks to give better access to this development?
No, I thought you were going to ask a different question, which was, are we going to try to encourage people who live there to make use of this facility? And yes, we are. And in fact, in Kansas City, some of the developments around have worked out arrangements with the apartment dwellers to be able to have, a discount or some kind of access to Barcade. In terms of connecting over the railway, no, nothing's been discussed. It sounds like a fantastic idea, but I'm not aware of any discussion.
I mean, Wash U's commissioned some mobility study for the area in the central quarter of Oak Grove, Cortex, I believe, is moving north of Delmar. And that topic was brought up as a possibility. We would certainly cooperate, coordinate, even contribute to a bridge if it's something that could be worked out, but I don't think there's anything imminent.
Okay, just curious. Because it is sort of, to get to the site, you'd have to sort of go around on Van Devender to get to it from the Grove.
Yeah.
No, I think that's it. Sounds like a cool project.
Just one quick question. The land, there's that inlet that's on the side, I guess the south, the west side of the property, right next to the telephone antenna. What is that piece of land there?
I don't know if that was an old utility access or...
Yeah,
I think there was like a transmission line.
it was, and some of the legacy of the cell tower where it's positioned, there's a pipeline easement there, so I think some of it's the pipeline related matters, but clearly not on our site. And our use, because of the easement to access the cell phone tower, won't really encroach on that anyway. Setback we'll have to maintain.
Okay. All right. With that, all questions have been answered. I'll entertain a motion that the recommendation be approved.
I'll move.
Second.
Previous roll.
Call for previous roll. Any objections?
Has anyone joined or perhaps left us on the phone?
That was Conway. I got cut off and came back on.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Denise, were you able to join us?
can we go with
So,
previous?
so in that case, you're good.
Okay, I hear no objections to previous roll. Hearing none, the recommendation is approved with previous roll. With that, congratulations, it moves forward to the Board of Aldermen, I presume?
Yes,
And everything.
that's that.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy holidays to you all. Same to you. Now, any cat lovers are really gonna raise some stink about this eventually, all these dog parks and no cat parks.
They got a bar already, right? They got a cat bar in the city.
That concludes your action items for tonight. Anybody has questions about delegated items, we'll entertain them. Otherwise, you can move for adjournment.
It's been moved. Seconded, with that, this meeting adjourned.